Coming up on Behind the Click. Your solution actually reduced the volume of delivery-related inquiries by 80%, but also generated over 10x in return on investment.
If you have a highly engaged, emotionally attached customer during the delivery journey, take advantage of that. Do something with it.
How do you think improving the post-purchase experience is actually contributing to overall customer loyalty long-term for brands?
If you don't drop the customer directly after the checkout, you have the possibility to continue that journey. So it's like you never lose touch with the customer, and I think that's the biggest potential and also the biggest lever for long-term loyalty.
When was the last time a delivery notification made you feel genuinely excited, cared for, or even delighted? For most online shops, the post-purchase journey is still a black hole. The package is shipped, customers are left waiting, and brands miss a huge opportunity to build loyalty. But what if delivery could become the secret weapon? Not just a cost, but a moment of engagement, upsell, and trust. Welcome to Behind the Click, powered by E-commerce Berlin Expo, the podcast about the visionary leaders, entrepreneurs, influencers, and experts who are shaping the e-commerce world. My name is Janine Heinrich, and I'm your host. And today, I'm joined by Philippe Padrock, co-founder of Karla, the startup helping e-commerce brands transform delivery into one of the most powerful customer touchpoints. We'll dive into how delivery can shift from frustration to delight, why so many businesses are still failing at this moment, and how data, communication, and problem solving can actually turn tracking into profits. So, with that being said, let's jump into the episode. Philip, it's a pleasure to have you on the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure, really. And I'm really stoked and excited about what we're going to talk about today because as a consumer, I think it's probably one of the most frustrating experiences sometimes with my online shopping journey, and I'm a big online shopping person. So I kind of wanted to jump into that because I get the impression that most e-commerce brands are so obsessed with getting us as consumers to make the purchase. But then once we've made the purchase, it feels like they kind of go ghost on us oftentimes. It's very rarely that I felt like there was a brand that really made a nice post-purchase experience for me. And so I kind of wanted to understand, like when we're looking at your company, Karla, was there a horror story that brought you to building the company, or why did you decide to focus on the post-purchase experience?
Not only one, I guess.
Okay, I'm all ears.
Yeah, and they continue. So there's a bunch of stories.
Yeah.
I think one story actually that we experienced, my co-founder and I, Freddie and I, we were roommates in Berlin, and when we moved together, he ordered a mattress, and that mattress never arrived, so he needed to sleep on his couch, and it appears to be that it was all about the delivery updates and the engagement between the consumer, the carrier, and the shop to make sure that the consumer is aware when they need to be at home, what to consider. But I'm doing a lot of online orders as well because we do a lot of test orders, and it's every second purchase, every second order that I do is ending up in an unintended return. I get no notification. It's maybe dropped at the parcel locker or in the parcel station or at that one neighbor. And then,
The one neighbor you definitely don't want to go get it from.
Exactly.
Now you have to go have a conversation again.
Yeah, that one again.
Yeah.
Exactly. And yeah, I think that was the initial idea. And I think it's also you can feel it yourself. If you do the purchase, exactly, the shop does everything that you continue to the checkout and that you do the purchase. And in the moment of the purchase, there's this tiny or maybe even bigger moment of anxiety, because then the entire journey will start and you're already aware, okay, I need to chase this one. And that was the whole idea. On the one hand, turn that around, and on the other hand, also use that emotional momentum of the consumer, because they purchased something, they paid for it, and now they need to get the product.
Yeah, but why do you think so many companies are neglecting the post-purchase experience? Because like you said, I think it never crossed my mind until I started I came across you and started thinking about my own purchase experiences. And of course, the more expensive my basket size is, the more obsessive I become. Like, to the point I will watch the DHL truck on my computer screen
Yeah.
until he gets to my home. So why does it seem that so many companies just neglect the post-purchase experience?
Well, I think it's we all got used to an established process that after the checkout, the carrier takes over because that's the operational part to deliver the parcel. And it it it's not that popular that you take over the control of the journey yourself, especially from a communication perspective. I think even from a consumer perspective, even though we have this moment of anxiety, we got used to this. Okay, no, yeah, there's these carriers, yellow, blue, brown, you name it. They will all take care of it. And whatever they communicate, whatever they take care of,
Yeah.
it is what it is. And I think that's so often the
Yeah.
process we got used to. It's like you don't even have this on the radar that there is a potential to take control of that. It was never on the journey because I mean every brand is really aware that customer retention is important. That's how the entire newsletter concept, WhatsApp marketing, and everything hits in. But that obviously, and most of the times, hits in after the parcel already got delivered, and then you struggle with you want to optimize the open rates, you want to increase the engagement, you need to reactivate the customer. I mean, some brands they only get one customer profitable after the second purchase, so that's an important KPI to them. So it is on the radar, the lever to continue the customer engagement during the delivery journey. That was just not on the radar for so many brands.
And would you say that's because, to what you said in the beginning, a lot of companies felt like it's out of their wheelhouse because now it's the courier's job to deal with this?
Yeah, yeah, I'd say so. Because that's also how everyone got introduced to the process in the first place, right?
Okay, fair.
Because there is services. The carriers they do send out emails, powerful emails.
Very important
Yeah,
emails.
that's like I mean for you. I mean
Yeah.
you keep on looking on the screen and then wait for the carrier. It's the same behavior that you see when you order an Uber or when you order food. You want to see movement. You want to see updates.
Yeah.
I think Domino's Pizza they took it to another level.
They do, yeah, because they'll tell you you've made your purchase.
Yeah,
It's now been seen. Now they're preparing your order. It is in the oven. Then I think it says like it has been picked up. It's on its way to
yeah,
your house. Like they have.
yeah.
I remember that one because I liked it.
And exactly. And
Yeah.
nobody knows if in that particular moment the salamis actually dropped on the
Yeah.
pizza, though. But that's not the important thing. It's like the same thing with the Uber driver. Nobody knows where exactly he actually is. I mean, you trust the map. I mean, and probably it's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
It makes sense. But the thing you're looking for is not the actual location, but the movement. It is coming closer to me. That is where you get your what we call peace of mind.
Yeah.
And that's exactly the same thing that happens to your delivery. It's like as long as there's updates
Then
and
you
it's
have peace of
on,
mind.
you have peace of mind. You don't
And
get nervous.
that's such an interesting disconnect because if we're talking that it was just a status quo that customers would make a purchase and then a lot of brands would feel like, okay, now it's in the hands of the courier. It feels a bit counterintuitive because one of the biggest questions, of course, in the industry from a customer is, where's my order?
Yeah.
And so it will inevitably come back to the brand again. So, how do you see what has traditionally been done being contrast to what could be done today or what is being done today?
Yeah. So I mean, where is my order is probably a good starting point.
Okay.
Because you should provide a delivery journey that is proactive. It's the same thing that the Domino's pizzas uh, uh, intended to do with that process. Being proactive maintains the peace of mind, and that means you should send out delivery updates in a timely manner, and usually during peak times and Christmas shopping. That is that can have long waiting times because fulfillment takes longer. Some of the carriers have longer delivery times, and so on and so forth. And what we provide, I mean, in the old days, the carriers sent out these emails that everyone opens up to check where the parcel is, take advantage of this. Like, send out these emails yourself. So you as a brand take ownership of the brand and the communication journey. And with that, you can also control how often and what frequency you communicate, and with what tonality you communicate to your customer. And again, that's a perfect comparison. Like, it doesn't matter if you order a pizza or a parcel. Most likely, the parcel is much more expensive. I want to know where my parcel is. People only reach out to you if they got lost in translation somewhere in the communication line, where it's like, okay, they cannot find it, and then it's a missing message of, okay, it's at the parcel station, at the parcel shop. So the carrier sends out one email, or they sometimes leave a message in your post box with a little letter, like, or not. So what we do is we empower these e-commerce brands to send out these updates at the right point in time, to make sure that, for instance, a customer picks up the parcel. Like, send them a reminder, hey, you have 3 days left until your parcel gets sent back to the shop. Pick it up.
And this also sounds incredibly capacity intensive, at least for me. I'm now, thankfully, we live in the age of automation, but to set up these notifications to the customer and also ensure that the customer sees it, because, some people are maybe more active on their WhatsApp or they're texting than they are over email. This sounds quite labor intensive, or quite extensive for a company to do, especially a small one at that, a small brand to manage. So you're laughing. How do you see it from your perspective?
Well, the good news is every shop has the infrastructure for this already.
Okay.
Usually they have a shop system. I mean, you need to have one.
Yeah.
You have a mailing system where you send out your newsletters.
Yeah.
And our solution plugs into both systems. So once there's an order, we take the order, we map it to a tracking ID, and then we fetch the updates from the carriers. We switch off the carrier emails, and then we provide, via the delivery updates, the triggers to the mailing system. And from the mailing system, there's no manual effort. It's all done automatically. The delivery updates are sent. I mean, you need to set it up initially. That's what usually we do for the shops. I mean, we have a variety of different templates of emails. It needs to match the brand voice.
Yeah.
And then it's all done.
Okay. That sounds relatively straightforward.
Yeah. I mean, what is also interesting is, like, I mean, the journey doesn't end with the emails, right?
Okay.
You probably know this from the DHL email. So I mean, it's like, there's these DHL emails or UPS or FedEx, you name it. And there's always this link in there where you can check the current status. Yeah. Exactly. So the link is obviously also included in the emails that you then as a shop can send out yourself with Karla. But it's not linked to the carrier tracking page. Is linked to an own tracking page, which is embedded into the shop.
Okay.
And
so it's embedded into the shop's website rather than into the DHL website.
Exactly.
Okay, I see.
So obviously you see the same information that you would also see on the carrier website, but then you have the customer back in the shop. So which is, on average, of all customers that purchase at your shop, 60%, if you have the link in your emails that navigates them back to the shop website, it's 60% of the customers get back to your shop within that delivery journey.
Okay. And do they end up making another purchase while they're waiting, or what happens when they're back on your shop? Because I feel like, for me, if it's my first time buying from a brand, and I'm still waiting for my order, I'm probably not making a second purchase right away.
You will be surprised.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, first and foremost, it's customer engagement, which is a huge opportunity anyways. I mean, again, it's 70 to 90% of the people open these emails, which is a huge engagement rate in itself.
But what's so special about these emails compared to your average email? Why is it having a 70 to 90% open rate?
Because you want to know.
Okay, because it's the delivery ones.
It's a delivery email.
Okay,
yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
It's like, I mean, the difference to an average newsletter is, like, everyone is used to these newsletters, and you need to open to...
But something of value and important is in
exactly.
That one. So
it's the transactional information that you're looking for.
Okay, so you're specifically referring to the delivery emails itself.
Exactly. So you take these delivery emails, and in these delivery emails, there's this button that says track your order, and then people come back to your shop. And that's, I mean, coming back to the point of frustration or anxieties, like, I mean, people are opening these emails because they want to know, they want to make sure that they get their parcel.
Yeah.
And so they take all chances to make sure that they have all the right information at hand. And so they click on the button as well. And as a shop, and that's also a little bit of that opportunity that that was maybe missed during in the last decades. If you have a highly engaged, emotionally attached customer during the delivery journey, I mean, take advantage of that. Do something with it. And it's, I mean, maybe based on your own shopping behavior, usually the average customer looks at 8 products maybe, and then, you know, there's a minimum threshold for free shopping, for free shipping.
Yeah.
And then from these 8 products that you looked at in the online shop, you maybe buy 3. But maybe you like the other 2 as well. And maybe there's 3 more, but you're not that interested in them.
Yeah.
So if you, as a first-time customer in that shop, get during the delivery journey a discount code to continue shopping, to purchase maybe the items that you want to have, but yet that was not part of your daily budget that you want to spend on that particular day, but 2 days later maybe you're ready for the purchase because you think it's a great opportunity, and now you're making a good deal because you get a 10% discount. Then this is happening.
Okay.
And it's surprising. It's sometimes we're also a little bit confused, but the engagement rate is so high, and the repurchase rate during the delivery journey is most of the time exceeding the expectations of the shop.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
And so this is actually something that before I even jump into that, because it sounds so intuitive, it makes so much sense. And so I sit here and I think to myself, how is it possible that no one's really been focused on this over the last decades, and now here you guys are just being like, yeah, the post-delivery process, like, obviously it's going to increase it. So how come? Why do you think that that's the case? Why it's been so ignored? And also, why your solution is really the solution for that then?
Yeah. I think again, it's there was an established process, and everyone accepted the process as is, and there was then a little bit of a step up to at least send out the emails yourself. But we also looked at these solutions and approaches when we started Karla, and still the anxiety moment was there, and still if you just continue doing the same thing, maybe just with a different brand, with your own shop brand on it, then it doesn't really fix the process. And to be absolutely fair, whatever happens to your parcel, you can never fix all issues.
Okay.
But you can delight, make it super easy, make it comfortable, make the customer smile, and use that engagement that you have. So we started focusing. I mean, we started the whole solution by building it around the end customer. Most of the B2B SaaS solution, I mean, they want to maybe improve the operational setup on the shop side. And I mean, that's also an easy KPI for a shop. But if you start with the consumer, that helps you to really leverage that for marketing purpose and make sure your customer has the best experience. Your customer is delighted, whatever happens to the parcel, because, you know, there's a delay. Send out an extra email, give them an extra voucher. Hey, we are so sorry, even though it's not your fault. I mean, this happens. Or we have this also now with other partners that, I mean, you based on the delayed parcel, you can send out a postcard. Usually the postcard arrives earlier than the parcel itself. And so you get this small reminders, small interaction points that makes sure that the customer, the end customer, really feels that the shop really cares. And that makes the whole journey, I mean, that brings up the potential to leverage this for marketing purposes.
And how is it convincing players who've been doing this traditionally to update their process in this way? Because like you said, it is the status quo. So are companies in the e-commerce space being open to considering this next part of the customer journey? Or is there still a hurdle to convince them that, yeah, this is the direction we should go in?
Yeah. it's been a journey to
Yeah.
educate the market a little bit, to
Okay.
inform about the potential. And now I think there's a momentum in the market where a lot of brands adopted our solution, for instance, and they then see what is possible, and that is exciting for them.
Yeah.
This is exciting for us, and I think there's a whole. I mean, e-commerce is a community, right? And people talk about solutions and yeah, what to change. And yeah, and most, I mean, I'd say in the last 2 years, this became very popular, and brands are aware now. But I mean, still, it's like, it's a little bit of a convincing, it's a topic to convince brands to try it out, because once someone is onboarded and someone sees the KPIs and sees the
Yeah.
customer engagement, then becomes a no-brainer. But yeah, it's a little bit of a hurdle still
Okay.
to
educate.
to provide transparency about the possibilities.
Yeah, fair. And for the customers that you have that have been convinced, so for example, one of your customers, Naughty Nuts, shared that your solution actually reduced the volume of delivery related inquiries by 80%, but also generated over 10x in return on investment for them in the first month.
Yeah.
So my question is, what's the secret there? Is it the fact that the emails are coming directly from the brand and it's giving these delivery updates? Is it utilizing the real estate of the landing page with the delivery updates to potentially position the products? What exactly is the secret sauce in there, if I'm allowed to ask?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a tracking page itself, and
Okay.
it's on the tracking page. I mean, when you have the customer intention to provide the right offering, and that is different from a first-time customer to your hyper loyal customer to a customer that is maybe subscribed to your newsletter or not, or maybe you want to use that engagement to navigate them into another community. What really drives the ROI and the click to purchase rates at Naughty Nuts is like around 10%, which is absolutely astonishing.
Yeah.
Is they have a broad product portfolio, and they have an easy play. I mean, everyone is eager for sweets. They want to have the products, and most of the time, there's always more that you want to buy in the food and beverage vertical
Yeah.
than you maybe on a daily basis would actually buy. So it's very easy to do an upsell during the delivery journey for Naughty Nuts, and that's, again, maybe a first time customer gets a 10% discount voucher on the tracking page, and then, okay, yeah, I wanted to buy these protein bars or hazelnut bars, and now I can, because now they are cheaper.
Yeah.
So I just buy them on top, and maybe the hyper loyal customer, they get a referral code, so they love the brand and the products already. They've been talking about this with their friends, and now they have they can recommend the brand with a referral code, where it's like, okay, I can make a gift to a good friend of 50% discount for Naughty Nuts. That's a new customer, and obviously a net promoter,
Yeah.
which is great.
It actually makes me wonder, because as we're talking about this, it sounds very direct to consumer. It sounds like it works very well in the consumer space. And this is where I'm wondering, though, for larger purchases, for example, I also bought my washing machine online.
Good.
I buy everything online. But I purchased my washing machine online, right? And I'm thinking about the delivery experience around that. Obviously, then it was sent over to the courier and then they brought it to my home. But I'm thinking to myself, does such a solution and post-purchase experience also work for such large purchases? Not only size-wise, but pricing-wise, right? Because what what are you going to upsell me necessarily if I go back to that page again?
Yeah.
Like, do you have any customers that are doing these
That's
like
a good
larger?
example, actually, and
Yeah.
it's even more intuitive.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Break it down for me.
So there is, we have a brand on board that's called Bernhard, and they're selling barbecue grills.
Okay.
Yes. So I mean, probably the price tag is similar to a washing machine.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I bought a washing machine, but
Depends on the type, but yeah.
yeah, probably there's a bandwidth.
Yeah.
So maybe there's a customer that got convinced to buy a barbecue grill for 600 euros.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they commit to on that single day. I mean, it's a fairly high amount for for an online purchase. So what can you upsell them? Accessories, everything that is around, everything that you need for a nice barbecue evening with your friends to, you know, introduce your new barbecue grill. And in comparison to the original purchase price, all this equipment appears to be much cheaper. So it's very easy during the delivery journey to trigger an additional purchase, maybe with a discount code, or by just, you know, promoting the perfect complementary stuff to your barbecue grill that you just purchased. So it's like, I mean, depends on if you want to grill chicken or, you know, there's a smoker for pork or whatsoever. It's like, I mean, there's all, and we and the brand, they see this. I mean, they know what the customer purchased, and based on the existing basket, you can promote the products that they would need for the best barbecue evening.
Fair. That makes actually a lot of sense, and it does sound actually, it's just very intuitive as we're talking about it. In the case of the washing machine, I'm still thinking like, I mean, what would you convince me to?
I mean, probably washing powder or something like that. Yes, I mean,
if they sell it,
I mean, yes, that's. I think that was even the case in the past that these washing machine manufacturers had some collaboration with washing powder brands. I mean, that makes perfect sense. Everything that is complementary.
Yeah. And it makes a lot of sense in that respect. And so this also makes me think of the research that I know I've seen in the past years where a lot of companies are complaining that they struggle with customer loyalty.
Yeah.
And especially there was like Gen Z is not a loyal generation when it comes to purchases, which I don't fully agree with because they're also very community driven generation. So how do you think improving the post-purchase experience is actually contributing to overall customer loyalty long-term for brands? And have you seen any of that concretely in your work?
Yes. I mean, it starts with a whole experience journey. If you look at the journey in the default case with having a carrier that's taking over the communication and the parcel delivery, is like it feels for the customer, maybe you feel that yourself, you've been dropped like a hot potato after the checkout. So
it's like you're their problem now.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, the shop really, you know, does everything to navigate you to the shop checkout. You know, once you leave the website, you know, there's a pop-up. Do you really want to leave or whatever? It's like, you know, the drill. So if you don't drop the customer directly after the checkout, you have the possibility to continue that journey. And that goes then smooth into your newsletter journey. So it's like you never lose touch with the customer. And I think that's the biggest potential and also the biggest lever for long-term loyalty. First, I mean, when you take over the journey, you can provide the updates and the information to the customer that they need, that they want, that they expect, you know, from the Uber and Domino's pizzas example in comparison. And then it you know, the parcel gets delivered, then you have the unboxing moment, and then you can continue with the follow-up question. So there's no drop in the journey. Just by overcoming this to have a smooth and continuous journey with the customer, I think that helps a lot. And we see this. We do some A/B tests with customers. Also over longer periods. We did some A/B tests over 6 months with a brand.
Okay.
And there's you can see like the in comparison to the reference cohort, customers buy more. And that in itself, like, even though you don't have the direct purchases during the journey, and I totally get it. Maybe the washing machine is a great example that, you know, maybe you don't buy the hairdryer as well then at the same store. Maybe not, but maybe you are aware that there's a hairdryer as well because you got the product promotion in the post purchase delivery experience as a product promotion. So, and that's sticky. Because if the delivery journey, if the communication was smooth, you know, more likely you will get back to that brand because the experience
they
matters.
Give you a good feeling.
Yeah.
So let's talk about when things don't go well.
Oh, yeah.
So customers made a purchase, maybe order never arrived, something's wrong, can't deliver on time, whatever the issue could be.
Yeah.
There's a plethora of them that could occur. Does a company have any salvation, any hope to to keep their customer happy, or do they just apologize and take the L, as the younger generation says, just take the loss?
Take the hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Is there?
maybe, I mean, the apology first is probably a good idea, right?
Okay.
Because I mean, even though you're not in charge, I mean, you're not the in charge of the parcel delivery yourself, but if you're aware and you can proactively communicate to the customer, you know, we have this with damaged parcels, for instance.
Okay.
You know, sometimes the carrier, I mean, notices that something is wrong with the parcel, and it gets sent back to the shop, to the fulfillment center. So don't wait until the customer is asking you for, okay, where's actually my parcel, the infamous question. But proactively saying, hey, there was something wrong with your parcel. Don't worry about it. We send you a new parcel, and it will be on your way. It's a little bit delayed. You have a discount voucher of 15% on your next order, or we put some additional products into the parcel. We are very, very sorry. This shouldn't happen. Off you go. I mean, for you, that is then maybe a 3-day delay. I mean, if something urgent, probably you will be upset. But I mean, at least you see that the brand takes care of you. And
so proactivity is important in this one.
Proactivity. And then there's the other part where the customer figures out something is wrong with the parcel. They have the unboxing moment and the content is damaged.
Yeah.
Products are missing, or wrong products included, something like that. So it's like there's all sorts of things that can go wrong.
Yeah.
It's not only related to managed orders. Like, I have an order status that says package is delivered, but I don't see the package. And it's maybe stolen. That also can happen, you know. In this case, you use the same journey. You have a highly engaged customer, even though now it's a little bit of a tricky case. But, I mean, you have the customer, and you have the direct communication channel via tracking page, via emails. So with Karla, you can also provide entry points for a self-service customer service flow.
Okay.
That makes it very easy.
When you say self-service, does this mean I'm talking to a chatbot?
No.
Okay.
You can.
Good to clarify that.
Yeah, no. But it's like, I mean, it doesn't need to get that complicated at all, because if you click on the tracking page on a link that says, okay, I've never received my parcel, or there's a product broken, the benefit is here. We already know what's in the parcel. We already know what are the tracking updates. We know everything about the customer. We know the email. We know everything. And that is beneficial to solve that very quickly. So instead of the customer writes an email or talks to a chat agent, it's like, hey, my name is Philip. There's a product missing in my parcel. And it's like, okay, Philip, tell me what's your email address? And I have 3 email addresses for e-commerce deliveries. Most likely you'll pick the wrong one. So that turns into a lengthy process. So if you provide the direct opportunity within the tracking journey to report a problem, you can set up very easy flows with us that takes the customer only 3 clicks to come to a solution. Because, okay, which product is missing, which product is broken, please click here in the product. Okay, most people use their mobile phone. Okay, camera goes up. Please take a picture of the parcel and the broken product, upload. Okay, and maybe there's a signature needed because I never received my parcel, so I want to have proof. As a shop, was like, okay, there's not someone just complaining.
Yeah, for the sake of it.
Yeah, for the sake of it. Exactly. So it needs to be serious. Boom. And then as a shop, I mean, you get a customer service ticket. Either you have it fully automated. That's also possible because, you know, below a certain threshold, product value is below 20 euros. It doesn't make sense that any agent or any human being picks this ticket. I mean, built in a slight delay, automatic email to the customer, we're very sorry, a new product is on its way, and an extra discount voucher, off you go. So like there's this instant resolution moment for the customers. No long waiting, no questionnaires, nothing that, you know, is bothering, because that's the next anxiety moment. Okay, I see something is broken, now I need to get into the customer service flow and I need to have a discussion. And, you know, it's like, it's a very small brand and they are not they don't have much capacity. They tell you to ask DHL or UPS
Yeah.
or
It's
FedEx to
usually a
take care of.
very bad experience when you get a
Yes, yes,
damaged
yes. So it's
product.
like, I mean, that's
Yeah.
anxiety moment number two. But if you have the customers engaged
Yeah.
and you're aware which products they have in the basket and so on and so forth, it's very easy to provide a solution for that.
Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And it actually makes me really happy to hear about such kind of a solution in the market, especially because I grew up in the US. So for me, I'm very much used to the experience of customer is king.
Yeah.
If I complain, it gets fixed. I'm used to a very smooth customer journey and experience. And I think one of the biggest culture shocks that I had moving here was sometimes the lack thereof. It's gotten better. It's been 10 years, so it's gotten a bit better. But there is still a lack of customer experience. And I know even buying furniture pieces online and getting the piece broken when it
Yeah.
arrives, and then you're talking to a chatbot. That's why I asked.
Yeah.
I was like, is a self-service center a chatbot? Because this is painful then to go
Yeah.
through that process, and then figuring out how to get your item back to whatever drop-off location it
Yeah.
is, which is already too heavy to carry. It's a lot for the customer, and it can be
Terrible.
really a frustrating experience, and honestly has even made me say I'll never buy from these people again because it's just too much
Exactly.
work. So it makes me really happy to hear that there are such kind of solutions. But then I also wonder to myself, and this is maybe a bit of a forward question, but why do the brands just not build this infrastructure for themselves? Because data is king.
Yeah.
They get all the data.
Yeah.
Now you've come in as an intermediary into the data, which is great for you as a company.
Yeah.
But I also think to myself, why aren't companies just doing this for themselves?
Yeah. I mean, practically, you can build everything yourself.
Yeah.
You could also build your own shop system. I think that was an old school way of, of dealing with things.
Until Shopify.
And technically, exactly. And technically, we don't own the data. I mean, we provide the platform that integrates with the carriers, with the shop system, and with your email system, and then we provide the right user interface that is embedded into your shop website. All the data, I mean, is accessible to you as a shop. So if we somehow facilitate it and provide the solutions that allows you to communicate based on the trigger events of on the carrier events, to communicate with your customer and to have the updates on the tracking page in your shop. There's a certain complexity behind it to maintain carrier data across carriers. Also to make sure it's like there's all sorts of updates all the time of carrier events, and they improve a lot as well, which is great. So in terms of latency, so real-time updates and accuracy. So that all needs to translate it, but also filtered, because what's reasonable? How many events do you really want to send? On average, you probably get from the original carrier 3 emails, 4 emails if you have a delay, if they communicate the delay. I mean, technically, you can communicate more often, but that's up to you. I mean, whatever fits to your brand, and I mean, how your customer expect you to communicate with them. So there's a certain complexity in the variety of integrations, and then it's also about, I mean, we built an entire marketing engine on top of this journey. So I mean, you can define segments, you can have different campaigns. It's like literally a campaign manager that can use, that sits on top of the delivery journey, and that's also where the claim is coming from. So turn your delivery journey into a marketing engine. And bring profits out of this. So don't have it as a cost center. Like turn that into profits. That's how it works. And I mean, we continue to, I mean, not only improve the possibility of different campaigns, the possibility of self-service for actual parcel delivery issues is a big thing, and it will never end. As long, maybe at some point there are drones that are delivery, but even then there will be some issues.
There's
like,
definitely going to be an issue.
Exactly. As long there is a physical object transported from A to B, there will be stuff that can go wrong. And as long as this is the case, I mean, there's a need, obviously, to communicate, to keep the customer engaged, keep them happy by communicating in the right formats, but also have the best solution to make sure that whenever something goes wrong, they feel They don't need to feel this anxiety. And maybe to your point of the chatbot, I mean, we see a lot of improvements there. It's like, I mean, these agents become better and better. Still, if you take the best possible data as an input, like take the tracking page as a jump off point to enter the chat agent. Because if the chat agent already knows what's your order, what's your email address, what's your address, what was the delivery journey, and so on and so forth, they don't need to ask many questions. So they can also come up with an instant resolution. And that's then maybe a little bit more personal because these agents become smarter based on large language models that you see in the market. So for that, Karla is the perfect data input provider. Doesn't matter if it's a human being or an AI agent, it's much more convenient for the customer. And I think that's what matters, because if you feel this relief, that makes sure that even something breaks, you might be willing to buy again at the brand. And that's what we see in terms of retention rate.
Yeah, for sure. And I would imagine it's not only more convenient for the customer, but it also relieves your clients as well, right? Because, of course, anyone can build these things in-house. Do you have the capacity to maintain it, to continue building on top of it? Is also not the most straightforward task. Even it sounds easier said than done in a lot of ways.
And actually, now as an online shop, you probably look for a solution that, reduce the bottom line, because there's so many things that you can automate. And that's a solution that fits into that profile. So if you want to have low customer costs, I mean, that works. If you want to have improved customer lifetime value and a profitable customer, then, engaging via the emails and the tracking page is probably the best solution to do that.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm kind of curious to understand, maybe you even have an example from potentially one of your customers where they potentially had one of these situations where the ball dropped, things didn't really work out, but they were able to really still increase the customer loyalty and trust long term. Do you have any specific examples of a case where you saw that happen, was handled very well?
I think that's something you can see also on on average, you can see that on reviews in the shop, because most of the reviews, especially negative reviews, they come with bad product and delivery experiences. And usually it's like, I never received it, I got no information. And sometimes it's not always the fault of the shop. It happens again. What we saw at the shop is selling supplements. It's a very strong vertical for us, because it's very easy to do upsell in the supplement and nutrition area. And there you can see it, because if something is broken, and people cannot use the product then, but they proactively got a new delivery, or like within hours they got the confirmation like, hey, we are very sorry, your collagen bag is broken now, everything is full of this powder, is like a little bit sticky and something like that. It's like, I'm very, very, it all comes about customer attention and taking care of that particular issue. And we saw that with one brand, Shape Republic. It was one of the first brands on board. It was like, people got really excited. It's like, oh, that's amazing, thank you. It's like, I mean, turn a terrible experience into a delightful moment. That's the challenge. And if you enable that, then these feedback points will come.
Yeah, for sure. And so we're getting towards the end of the conversation, so I'm kind of getting to like my last two questions. And I'm thinking to myself, it sounds like one of the highest commodities in the post-purchase experience is that tracking page. That is like that is the place to be. There's those email notifications about where my order is and the tracking page. So then my question is, what kind of content is the best content as a shop to have there? Is it then upselling the products directly on that space? Is it loyalty offers? Is it just storytelling your brand and creating more of a connection? What is that? What should you put on the high piece of real estate?
I mean, it really depends on the brand. I mean, there's brands that really focus on community engagement. So, for instance, Miss Pompadour,
What do they do?
They sell color for the walls, like paint,
Nice.
wall painting, and they have a huge community on Facebook. what is happening in the community. People share experiences, tips and tricks, and so on and so forth. I mean, this really infuses
Yeah.
use of products, because usually, you buy these products in a store, and maybe you get some advice in that store. So they navigate customers to their Facebook group. When you're a sports fashion brand, you might want to navigate the customers to your local running club, because I mean, you have the postal code. You can also tailor a campaign that goes very local. It's like, I mean, you live in Berlin and you order something at Teveo or Oasis, and you want your customer to be the net promoter of the new sports wear. Send them to a running club or to a yoga class where people become are aware. But I mean, the highest performing campaign on the tracking page is certainly, especially for first time customers, a very simple, plain vanilla discount code to make another purchase.
Okay, so basically saying the discount code is probably a best bet, but of course it's to each company to understand their customer group and what is best to put in front of them.
And it needs to fit to the brand as well. Not every brand is a discount brand, but it's not necessarily needed. I mean, the product promotions, which are always on the tracking page as well, that are complementary to your initial purchase, are most of the time sufficient.
Perfect.
And then also everything that goes into the journey down the road, so newsletter signups or WhatsApp sign up, as a complementary channel to reactivate customers at a later stage, like increase the chance that this customer stays with the brand.
Okay. And so staying with the brand, let's talk about the future of this space and this industry. So as you're working in this area, where do you see the next 3 to 5 years, what the post-purchase experience can really look like for a consumer, and maybe even your hopes for yourself as a company in the next 3 to 5 years?
Yeah, that's a great question. And in particular, on both ends, how this journey will look like from a marketing perspective and from a customer service perspective. I think these two angles are the ones that, are now our focus point. But the way this is working, we see the change already. So the tracking experience itself, today it's a website which is modular, which has very individual content, but picking the customer not only maybe in the right point of the delivery journey, or put that into the right context or the basket and so on and so forth. AI plays a huge role to then select the best promotion, the best engagement touchpoint, the best communication, the tone of voice. It becomes more personal, so that everything that is communicated feels much closer. Take an example, if you go into a store to buy maybe high quality, high price dress, you feel connected because they take care of you. They navigate you from the changing room to now you go to the counter, and then they
give you the full experience. They take care of you.
Exactly. And the same counts also for the customer service part. You mentioned chatbots. I think that's the way of doesn't feel so good, because it's similar to a questionnaire, but also in the same way you can reinvent not only customer success itself with maybe an AI agent. You can bring in all the context and make sure that everything that is relevant for the customers, like for instance, even though beyond the delivery journey, people are looking for the email and maybe they end up at the tracking page again. It's like, okay, now I have a problem with the product. What is the problem actually? And it's like, again, to have the right data at hand, to provide the right context, makes it so much easier, and will enable all these AI products to bring this holistic experience to the end consumer, and ultimately driving higher brand loyalty and profitability. At the same time, I think customer success is, it's all about repetitive task, right? It's every complaint was there before. If it was there before, it's
probably there again.
yeah, you can automate it so easily.
Yeah.
And it again goes also beyond that. I mean, you can, you know, the whole integration and communication with the carrier, like, I mean, to get maybe some reimbursements for the parcel itself and so on. Like, that's like, in a way, that feeds into workflow automation, you know, these days. And Berlin-based company, I think, is a good example, like how to apply these processes also beyond the actual delivery journey. You can feed in the same data, make a complaint to the carrier, and then, you know, get your refund. And, you know, it's like the whole system around, I mean, everything that happens after the checkout is a huge opportunity to provide maybe this exact customer-centric.
It sounds like music to my ears as I listen to
Yeah. I mean, I really liked your reference to the US, because that, I think they, as it is always the case, like, I mean, they're always a couple of years ahead when it comes to product innovation and customer experience and how much it matters. And we saw companies before in the US that tapped into that space, and that was where we started to educate the companies in Europe.
Of course, I think at the core, people just want to be treated nicely and feel like they're valued. And I think there's just also this overarching trend towards experience being king. And so if I have a very good experience with your company, I'll very happily come back again, especially in a market where maybe customer service isn't exactly as on par as it could be in other markets. But with everything that you've said about the future of it, I mean, you relate to overlapping the use of AI, overlapping the use of process automations. Does that also mean that these will be then Karla's focus for the next 3 to 5 years, or
100%? And we already do this.
Okay.
In both aspects. Like, I mean, on one hand, there's an AI tailoring the right product and promotion to the customer, to re-engage the customer. On the customer service side, for sure. I mean, that's where we started with the interface. We saw what is possible with the data, and then we started to build the whole workflows behind it, and it fits perfectly into the customers, into the shop's environments, because these days everything is so modular and adaptive. So it's not restricted to the software platform itself, but it's like to the agents and workflows that go around that. And I mean, we expand from the starting point of the delivery journey towards these other sectors.
Okay, well, that's really exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing how things continue to move forward as well with the company.
Yeah.
Because this is very much an exciting topic for me as a consumer. So thank you so much for taking the time to join the podcast.
Thank you.
And appreciate your time a lot.
Yeah, thanks for having me, and super excited.
Of course.
To
anytime.
continue the conversation maybe once your delivery journey.
Well, I'm looking forward to getting into that with you as well. It's definitely an experience. Awesome. Thank you.
Perfect. Thanks.
Thanks for listening to Behind the Click. If you enjoyed this episode, follow the podcast and leave us a review. It really helps others discover these stories and helps us to notify you when the next episode goes live. Also, remember to join us at E-commerce Berlin Expo in February to keep the conversation going. We look forward to seeing you there, and until next time.